Good evening. Just kidding. It's actually morning. I just looked at the clock. I just looked at the clock. It's kind of cloudy and muggy right now, so I assumed it was like afternoon. I don't know. Life is life, and right now. Uh, Nevertheless, um, I just wanted to get on here and do kind of like a public service announcement. Granted, I know a lot of people have already spoken about this, especially in the industry of music and film. I guess entertainment in general. So I'm not the first one to speak about it. I just, you can't help but care and, try to understand where people are coming from when they say certain things. So if you've already seen the title, it's about artificial intelligence. Um, so I just wanted to go through my thought process behind what's what the deal is with artificial intelligence and how it obviously hurts the entertainment industry and whatnot. So I was gonna do like an actual video of like me like sitting there in a chair looking cozy, but I was like, I don't want to do the whole setup thing, and I got some things I gotta do today. So my apologies for not actually being on the screen, but I got some things to do. Um, I digress. Maybe I'll put like a picture of me up on there, so it's like you're talking to me, but and you're seeing me, but you're not. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so here's my situation with the AI thing. I understand all the perspectives. I'm just going to say that first. Okay, the first perspective being AI is very convenient for, people in the industry and entertainment or whatever that, they don't want to work as hard or they don't want to work all the time. So, AI is pretty convenient for having for the sake of not always being, on set or not having to spend so much time in the studio creating music from scratch. Like it's super convenient for that. That's the first thing. Because, you want to spend more time with your family. And, when you're on tour, you say, oh, okay, now I want to go home. I don't want to have to worry about, having to go to the studio and do this, that, and the third. So for the sake of music specifically, it's very convenient because you can just like do bop 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 inside the computer system and be like, hey, I want this to sound like this, da 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 da. Give me a song that sounds like this. Bing bang boom, you have your song. And all you have to do is put vocals on it or lay some tracks out or whatever you want to do with it. So it's super convenient for that. Um, and then the same thing with film, they can just generate scripts. They don't have to use like screenwriters and all those the writers and all those people. So you know, it's super convenient for the sake of time. Like you don't have to wait as much time to produce something. So that's understandable. And then it's also convenient for people that, maybe don't want to spend so much time away from their families and want to go do other things with their lives so that they can kind of cut that time in half and do other things and have AI do all the legwork. So I understand that hopefully people are thinking like that, like, oh, maybe I can spend time with my family, blah, 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 if I can just use AI real quick. So, supply and demand as well. They can get things out quicker the higher the demand. So if somebody wants a new album like right away, they can just use AI, be like, bing, bang, boom, here's my album. Let me just cut you some vocals real quick. I'm out of here. See you in Tijuana. That type of energy. But the other perspective is it's not authentic when you use that because the whole point of being, an artist, writer, creator, whatever you are, is the process of creating. So when you when you're not doing that, what are you actually there for? Like you're not really a creator, you're not really an artist, you're not a musician, you're not a screenwriter, you're not any of that stuff because something else is doing it for you. So it's like why do we need you if we can just have a program do it for us? You know what I'm saying? And then I thought, okay, well, technically, when people, start saying, we're going to work on this album, blah, 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 technically, they will, be given songs by other artists. And it's kind of like the same thing, right? They didn't actually write those songs. They didn't actually write that music or compose it or arrange it. They're being given that to put their voice on and say, hey, this is my song. But it was arranged, produced, composed by somebody else. So it's technically the same thing, except one's a computer doing it, and then the other one is another person doing it for you. So there's so many perspectives that go along with the AI situation. I understand all the perspectives. Some are not so good, and others are like, oh, well, that's understandable. You want to cut the time in half so you can go do other things with your time. So, do I think AI should be allowed in the entertainment industry? Probably not. That's just my opinion, though, because it defeats the purpose of being a creator in the first place. Because that's your job to create these things from a authentic space, though. So I think AI, for that sake, is very dangerous. It kind of takes away that journey and that experience of creating those things. Yes, creating things takes a lot of time, but at the end of the day, you can say that this is mine. I created that. That's my signature. This is how you know me. Rather than I put some shit in the computer and it gave me that, and I was like, okay, I'm going to put a spin on it, but it's going to be tiny. You know what I mean? So, again, this was a very short public service announcement. I'm sure many people have already spoken about it. I just wanted to give my 2 cents on what I thought about it.